Hi, good morning. Today I'm going to discuss few things about Eclipse development and also the CQ5 development using Eclipse. So before we start the development, we need some we need few things to be done before we do this. So first of all, we need the file vault to be installed. File vault is something which used to update the file system whatever we do in the CRXD, and also we need the wall clips plugin, which I'm going to show you how to download it and configure it in the Eclipse. So first we need to install file vault. File vault is something which is already available in the CQ5 folder. So go to the folder where you have the author jar file and go to the CRX quick start. Under CRX quick start, go to the OPT folder and you see a file folder called file vault. Open that folder and you see two uh, zip files where it says file vault.tgz and file vault.zip file. So you can extract any of those files and you see this folder. So once you see this, extract this and take this path and copy it and put it in environment variables where you have the path variable and add it to it. So once you copy this, so copy this and go to the my PC properties and go to advanced system settings and go to environment variables and the path. So double click it and you can append that whatever you copied the path at the end of that path. So basically followed by a semicolon. So this is how you're gonna configure the file vault. So once after you're done with this, if you want to test it, what you want to do is just go to command prompt and say go to that folder cd space, or you can just type in vlt vlt. Yeah, so this is what you're gonna see once you're done with the installation of file vault. So this is just to test that if it's correctly installed or not. So just type vlt slash vlt dash dash help. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now we're gonna open the Eclipse, and I've created a basic project structure to be followed in CQ5, which contains a bundle and also the content. So once you open the content folder and the JCR root, it does have an apps folder, and this is where I created my project. So under my project, you see the components folder, config folder, install folder, and the templates. So this is my pretty much the basic structure of a project in Eclipse. And before this, I will tell you how to install the wall clips plugin, which is used to integrate the workspace between the CRXD Lite and the Eclipse. So whatever you do in CRXD, if you want to reflect that in Eclipse, you use this plugin. Or if you develop something in Eclipse and you want that to be reflected in CRXD, you use wall clips. Wall clips. So search for wall clips, and you will see a plugin. So as I already installed it, it shows me uninstall button. But if you're installing for the first time, it say install. So click install and say next. So once after you install, there is one basic setting. Go to Windows and preferences, and you see a wall clips on the left. So click that and you can, and this is the screen what you see. And in the wall directory, go ahead and paste the path where you extracted that file. So like copy this path and paste it in the world directory. And the temp directory, it's up to us, like we can put it anywhere we want. So you can change the one which the default they give, or I just created a folder called temp and where it stores all the temporary files. So once after you're done with this, and click apply and okay. So what we did so far is we configured the file vault and also the wall clips. So here is the first step, how to create a CQ5 component in Eclipse. So I click on the component, say new folder, and I'm gonna say it as a test component and finish. So in any component, we have a file called .content.xml file under it. So that's the basic structure of a component. So what we're gonna do now is just right click on it and create a file called .content.xml file under it. So we all be wondering what under it is gonna be, like what is the code under content.xml file. So for that, I want you to go ahead and search an existing content.xml file and see how the basic structure is. So click on the existing component, say content page, and Control Shift R and search for .content.xml file. So once you search, you're gonna see that there is a file under it. So double click it, and this is the basic code and or the basic structure of a CQ component in Eclipse file. Go ahead and copy all this and paste it in your content.xml file. So and save it. So what it does tell is that it's JCR primary type of CQ component. So this file is something related to a CQ5 and it's a CQ component. And the JCR title. So I'll go ahead and change the title to our own title. So test component and save it. And the sling resource super type as foundation commands and power base, and the component group as general. So it looks good. So I'm going and close it all once you have to create this. So, and also one more thing I want to do is for any component which we create, we have a JSP associated with it. So what I'm going to do is create a file called test component.jsp and click finish. So and save it. So what we did so far is created a component called test component and the JSP associated with it in the Eclipse. So in order to reflect this change in the CRXD light, so what we're gonna do is right click on the test component, go to Eclipse and say import. So what does import do is whatever you created in the Eclipse, it will integrate in the CRXD light, and that can be reflected after you import it. So finish. So once you click the finish, I'm going to refresh the CRXD light, and you see the test component. So this is what we created. It will say of test component of type CQ component. So what I'm going to now do is create a dialog under test component. So create dialog. So dialog and save it. So so what we did now is just created a dialog under test component. If you go back to Eclipse and right click on it and say export and hit finish. So we see a file called dialog.xml file where that's related to the dialog. So it creates the basic structure, and we can add our own code under this and manipulate it and go from there. So this is how you create the basic structure and the basic components in the Eclipse. Thank you.